What's up, nail geeks? I am back with a mega post for painted polish as I wrap up my catch up posts. I think I have 2 more sets to catch up, so I'll have 2 more mega posts for you guys coming up soon. But in the meantime, I have 3 releases starting from the July releases all the way up to the fall collection. So we're going to start off with the Keep Calm and Brew On collection. First up is Espresso Yourself. This is described as a dark espresso jelly base packed with pink to orange to gold color shifting iridescent flakes and micro hollow flakies. So this has this beautiful, deep, cool-toned brown base. It's wonderful, very vampy, and the flakes take on this nice pinky orange and gold, easy shift between them on their color rolls. And for opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 coats. Even though this has, I do agree, as a jelly base, it builds very easy and smooth on the nail. It does dry down quite flat, so I'm going to suggest a very glossy top coat to finish off with. And next is Let's Get Buzzed. This is a coffee brown base with a champagne hollow micro glitter mix. You guys know at this point I'm a big time fan of micro glitters, and I'm loving these tiny little glitters. They're so delicate but offer up quite a massive sparkly effect. Now this is jelly based, so I'm going to suggest between 2 to 3 coats depending on how you polish. I think some of you with shorter nails might be able to get away with 2 coats. However, if you want that gorgeous, definite coffee bean sort of brown to come out to play in that base color, I think 3 coats is wonderful. I didn't have any problems in terms of very, very gritty texture on these, but they do dry down really flat and just the slightest bit thirsty. Again, not gritty in my opinion, so I'm going to suggest a thicker glossy top coat. And next is Just Brew It. This is a pale chai curly with champagne holographic micro glitter mix. This is a surprise favorite for me. I was a little shy of that base color because I knew it was going to lean very much as a nude on myself, but the glitters here offer up this sort of blinged out nude appearance against myself, so I was very impressed with that. I actually turned out I really liked it. I've been interviewing for quite a few jobs lately, and this is one of the ones I have rocked on an interview recently, and I think it does have that wonderful, neutral, but very delicate and pretty appearance. And next up is Roasted and Toasted. This is a chai curly base with red to copper to fuchsia color shifting metallic flakes. So the 3 polishes on the last portion of the Brew On collection, they all have this very neutral base. So in my opinion, if you are of the medium skin tone type, very much on the medium side, and or very, very warm undertoned, I think it's going to very much play up against your skin tone as a nude. I think regardless, they're going to be very neutral depending on your tone. But if you are rocking warm undertones, then absolutely going to lean as a nude. And next is Chai on Life. This is a chai curly base with green gold color shifting metallic flakes. So again, we have that neutral base with a different mix of metallic flakes. These are very contrasting against that base color. And as you can see, very smooth, easy application on those brush strokes. Very much on the buttery sort of side. It self levels really well. And it's my favorite type of curly formula in it stays exactly where you put it, so there's no running or it just really tight lines against your cuticles. This also dries down flat, so again, you're seeing a glossy top coat. And finally is the Stamped in Chai. This is a 1-coat chai cream that doubles as a stamping polish. So this is I want to say my 2nd or 3rd time working on the stamped series for this brand, and I have to say I'm very impressed once again with the creams. They are absolutely lovely, very much 1-coaters, and for Stamped in Chai, I'm just showing you guys real quick the stamping. I want to really point out that there are some breaks in my image here. That is a new to me plate, and the images are etched very harshly into the plate. I think any part of the stamp that you're seeing that has little messed up lines to it, please know I honestly think it's my user error in dealing with a new to me plate and how that was etched. And next we have the At Sea collection volume 5, and starting off we've got Shake Your Buoy. This is a dark teal blue curly base with pink to orange to green color shifting iridescent flakes. So again, a very curly formula. I do think that the majority of these curlies, except for one, we'll get to that at the very end, lean more as a jelly, and they build very easily. They've got this very juicy sort of appearance when you finish with a glossy top coat. And for this one, I'm going to suggest 3 coats on it. At the second coat, you can see I've got really good coverage and you can't really see my smile line. But because these behave just a touch more on the jelly side, I think it's going to allow that base color to pop really well. So you can see I've got that nice pond effect going on, and these are a bit different in their flaky mixtures in my opinion, as these are of the smaller to medium sizes, so it's going to give you that finer sort of mosaic appearance. And next is Stay Salty. This is a darkened teal blue curly base with champagne holographic micro glitter mix. So we have the return of those champagne micro glitters. I'm really digging them. Again, that tiny fine particle sparkly effect is one of my favorites. And this one dries down very, very flat. I'm going to classify this one as a matte in how it dries down. So I'm going to strongly suggest a very, very glossy top coat that's somewhat thicker. Again, I didn't have any problems in terms of, say, true gritty texture, but these are very, very matte in how they dry down, and we want those glitters to sparkle very, very well. So again, really thick, glossy top coat. And next is C'est La Vie. This is described as a teal blue curly base with a rainbow of glitters. It's a really fun birthday cake looking appearance. This has a creamy, smooth brushstroke to it. It's very satisfying and it builds very easily. I had no issues in terms of getting glitters out of the bottle. I honestly didn't even put my bottle upside down because I forgot, but I had no issues. As you can see, a very nice payoff on your coats. I think 2 coats is perfect for this as it's got that buttery smooth formula to it. But again, I'm going to suggest a glossy top coat. And next is Off the Hook. This is a medium green leaning teal curly base with a cobalt blue color shifting flakes. I really liked this one too. I really appreciated the tinier flakes in this that allow the base color to just really shine through. And the flakes mostly come off as this blue sort of shade, but at angles I could also see a touch of a purple color roll to them too. This also has that very satisfying creamy formula to it. I think 2 coats is going to be perfect for most. And finishing off with a glossy top coat gives you that nice thicker plumping sort of effect. And next is Stamped in Kelp. This is a 1-coat dusty darkened teal cream with green undertones that doubles as a stamping polish. So I really wanted to use that other plate again, which I did on my other fingers, but just to kind of switch things up, I think that both creams in this video apply very similar. So 1, we saw the stamping, and 2, we're seeing the application. Again, 1 coats. They're beautiful, beautiful creams. And next is Playin Koi. This is a hot coral curly base with crushed gold flakes. I do agree this is very much on the warm side, and if you've watched a lot of my videos, I typically say that warm undertones kind of clash with my undertones and it kind of washes out. But this is one of those warm types of colors that I think even if you're very warm undertoned, this is going to pop so well on anybody. This is definitely a very just fiery type of coral base. It's very pretty, and I think 2 coats is perfect. And next is Coral Crush. This is a medium coral pink curly base with crushed gold flakes. So another coral, but this one is of course not hot, and it definitely has that pinky sort of lean to it. So where we had that nice neon hot sort of coral before, now we have what I consider a true medium coral pink. So I definitely agree with that official description. I do think the video is coming out color accurate to what I'm seeing in person. I think 2 coats again is perfect. Again, this also dries down quite flat, so finishing with a good glossy top coat will give you a nice plump effect. And not part of the At Sea collection, but also released around the same time. This is Here's to 8 Years, described as a purple hollow with crushed gold flakes and a scattering of ultra holographic glitters. So this one has a wonderful, rich, what I consider true curly formula to it. I think 2 coats is perfect. It has very easy buildup, and definitely appreciating that paddle brush, especially on satisfying formulas. I think it just helps that overall application experience. Now this one didn't have any problems in terms of like grittiness per se, but it does dry down flat and a touch thirsty. So once again, use a thicker sort of glossy top coat to finish off with this one too. And finally, we're going to go over the Star Spangled Summertime Quartet. This was released in July, and we've got a 4-piece set inspired by Independence Day. First up, we've got Fireworking It. This is a red base with color shifting iridescent flakes. So this has a very jelly formula, but it is very, very opaque in how it applies. So you can see on the first coat here, it starts off just a touch more on the warm side, but as you build it up true to jelly finishes, it's going to take on a touch of a cool lean to it. Lots of pond effect from the flakes here, and it's going to take on this more reddish mosaic-like effect. I could see this one also being really good for the holidays coming up. It does dry down quite flat, so again, you're seeing a glossy top coat on my hand shot. And next is Miss Independence. This is a white curly base with red, blue, and silver metallic flakes. So we have a true curly formula to this one, in my opinion. It is very buttery smooth and it builds very easily. This is one of those white curlies that I would have to classify the base as being a true stark white. I'm not seeing any sort of undertones to this one, and it's got that wonderful stark white cool toned appearance to it that the flakes don't really interfere with. Again, this builds very easily, but it does dry down thirsty, so you're going to want to finish with a glossy top coat. And next is Let Freedom Bling. This is described as a clear matte base with red to blue and silver metallic flakes. So this is definitely what I consider a topper. I think you can also wear it on its own if you wanted to go up to, say, 3 coats, but I wanted to give that less dense effect, so I stopped at 2 coats. But you can see between that first and second coat how much more buildup it has. So there's tons of versatility with this one. It does dry down very true matte on its own, but I wanted to see it glossy because I really appreciate that reflective silver metallic effect. And finally, we have Starry Salute. This is a red curly base with cobalt blue glitters. So again, curly-like formula with tons of opacity to it. It's very juicy and rich on application, really easy to build up, and so satisfying on the brush strokes. This is another one that I did not leave upside down or anything, so no need to fish or anything like that. We had wonderful glitter payoff and that nice pond effect between your layers. This dries down semi-flat, but I think a good glossy top coat will give you that wonderful juicy appearance that you're seeing on my full hand shot. Now, the Star Spangled Summertime Quartet at Sea Collection Volume 5, Keep Calm and Brew On collections are all currently available through Painted Polish's website. I will link that below for you guys if you want to check it out, as well as the Facebook fan group for additional swatches, information, all that good stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.